Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1200 and something. Hey, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, back from being sick. Yes, I was sick. There was something, 1252. Oh, 1252. That's a neat number. Isn't that kind of, no? All right. Yeah, you can kind of hear it in my throat.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
In my vocal box. And my nasals got all bent out of shape over the past
Mike's Daily Podcast.
couple of days, so I had to get sick before they took Obamacare away. Though I got a bill from Kaiser the other day, and I thought what was free was going to cost me, and now I'm crying. Boo-hoo, poor, pitiful me. Warren Zevon wrote that song. I'm
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I guess my voice is kind of like who do I sound like? Do you have any inkling
Mike's
who I sound like today?
Daily
I think,
Podcast.
do I sound like Trump?
Yeah!
No, but I'll tell you who does not sound like Trump. Someone that was on NPR over the weekend that was supposed to sound like Trump. They were like, this guy, he's an excellent impressionist. He can do a great Donald Trump impression. Welcome to NPR's Weekend Edition. I'm your host, Rachel Martin. I am basically a ABC news clone that was put on NPR because they thought, oh, maybe since I got popular on mainstream news, I can make NPR popular. And then I get on NPR and I'd sound like I totally don't fit. First off, my name isn't something weird like Lakshmi Singh. It's just Rachel Martin. That person could live next door to me. I wish she lived next door to me. Because I'm in love with her. And, oh man, where's my I'm in love sound effect? Rats. I'll look for it while I'm talking to you. That won't be distracting for me. Here it is. Well, apparently they did 3 stories in a row that I was listening to the show. This was this past Sunday, New Year's Day, the first day of 2017. Oh, look who just walked in. I have no idea who it is. I can't see because my eyes are closed. I need to open them. Oh, look at it. Hello, my gosh, it's Madame Rootabega, and open your eyes and look at me. Stare at the beauty that is Madame Rootabega. Madam, I have an excellent bit of news for you. You know how you complain how you can never call me here at Café Anyway? Yes, my good master, I always complain about that. Well, now, worry no more, because there is a phone number for Mike's Daily Podcast. It is 336-MM Daily. That's right. 336-MM Daily. Because I'm Mike Matthews, and it's a daily show, MM Daily. And you can call that number, 336-MM Daily. Because a 2 3s make a 6. See, it's so easy to remember. Michael Master, I forgot it already. Dang it. Look who else just walked in. Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the banking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Hey, Bison, we got your news segment, Do You Know That, coming up. Oh, that's great news. Do you know that? Yeah. Got an interesting story we'll get to. So, yeah, if you want to call me and leave a message, we'll play it back on the segment Emails from Email and your can't talk. Sounds like this.
Oh, my God.
Email for email and your calm and not so calm mess.
Yeah, we'll play it back on there. And you can also find that number at mikesdailypodcast.com. I'll put it somewhere in there. I think I'll put it in my long list of things that I put in my blog. Oh yeah, my blog's also at mikesdailypodcast.com. Also the past podcast pictures. And you can also help out the show through the Amazon. Click on that Amazon link. Shop, connect, and enjoy. It says, zoinks! I turned into Shaggy. Hope you don't mind. The late, great Casey Kasem voiced him. Also, there's the PayPal. You can support us that way. You'll get a special greeting from all the Café Anyway characters. So I was listening to NPR, and this is supposed to be a very highly esteemed national broadcasting radio news network. And so they had this horrible impressionist. Apparently he looks like Bill Clinton. And his Bill Clinton impression does not sound as good as this. Hi, how y'all doing? My name is Bill Clinton. He didn't even try. He's like, hey, how y'all doing? I'm Bill Clinton. He doesn't try, but apparently he looks like Bill Clinton. And now, because he's getting poor, he needs to start doing a Trump impression. So his Trump is even worse. I can't do Trump, but it's bad. It was like, hey, yous guys, I'm Trump. It's going to be huge, basically, is how he sounded. Then they did an interview on this NPR morning show with Rachel Martin, interviewing what does it say? This restaurant somewhere in New York. They charge $28 for a chicken plate, a chicken dinner, $28. The reasoning behind it is commendable. He wants to make it so that tips are no longer necessary at his work. You don't have to tip you're not supposed to tip the food server anymore. So $28.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Apparently covers that. Well, $28, my friend, I'm not going to pay for a chicken dinner. Especially, chicken is so freaking cheap. You can get a rotisserie chicken at Costco for under $5 and for like $5 on Fridays at Safeway here in the Bay Area near Podcastro Valley, Mont. And then the last story they had, as I rant about NPR, and I'll get to the podcast picture in a moment, was a Native American cook who makes a Native American cook, and he's making a shitty soup. And Rachel Martin was apparently at this restaurant eating this Native American cook's food and going, this tastes like really good water. She basically said that. I'm not going to try and find the clip because my computer will crash if I do that. By the way, I'm waiting for your call at 336-MM Daily. Tell me what song you'd like to request today on the show. I've already had all my Irene Pena songs torn off my YouTube page. YouTube dinged me twice because I played 2 Irene Pena songs. Thanks a lot, YouTube. And finally, I wanted to say that I hate lease signs. When you go anywhere that there's like a strip mall or a mall or anywhere you go and you see a big, ugly lease sign, I hate those. Isn't it just obvious when a place is empty that empty place is ready to be rented? Maybe put a very discreet phone number or something on the glass of that, business or the door. But don't put a big old sign that says, look, we have lease ready, a lease. I hate that. Ugh. They got one at the Podcastro Valley Village right now, Podcastro Village, and I hate it. Half Moon Bay, I love. It takes about 45 minutes to get there from Podcastro Valley. And there I am, my first Basil the Boxer Half Moon Bay picture of 2017. Enjoy it now at mikesdailypodcast.com. It was a beautiful day. This was taken about, a couple months ago. And it was a clear day overall. It's a scenic place. I will go there when I'm feeling better and take the Basil the Boxer. Okay, now the segment called
It's Bison Bentley's Do You Know Dat?
Hey, this is Bison Bentley, and Mike Matthews has a couple of stories that'll make you want to ask yourself, do you know that? Do you know that?
Ellen DeGeneres is opening up about her decision to cancel singer Kim Burrell's appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show. This according to ET Online and MSN. The talk show host sat down with Pharrell Williams following his performance on the show. This was for Today, which Burrell was supposed to join him for, where the two had a conversation about Burrell's recent anti-gay sermon, in which she suggested gay people will die in 2017 for their sins. Oh no! I don't want my gay friends to die. Kim Burrell, you are wrong. We have to talk about this before we go. You were supposed to do a different song, said Ellen DeGeneres, who took to Twitter on Tuesday to announce that Burrell would no longer be appearing on the show. She's kind of like Trump that way, saying everything she needs to say about it. So is Trump going to take away the Affordable Care Act? He wants to keep... So everybody's talking about, well, as soon as Trump takes the presidency, he's going to destroy everything Obama stood for. His entire legacy will be gone. But the fact is, Trump has tweeted and has said on the campaign trail that he likes the one part about Obamacare where your pre-existing conditions don't keep you from getting coverage. So basically, that one little bit of Obama's legacy will live on in pre-existing conditions. Thank you, Obamacare, Obama's legacy, pre-existing conditions. At any rate, DeGeneres explained, she made a statement. She was doing a Facebook Live, and she said some very not nice things about homosexuals, so I didn't feel that was good for me to have her on the show to give her a platform after she was saying things about me, she said. So we'll let you talk about it. Pharrell said there's no space, there's no room for any kind of prejudice in 2017. There's no room. She's a fantastic singer. I love her just like I love everybody else, and we all got to get used to that. We all have to get used to everyone's differences and understand that this is a big, gigantic, beautiful, colorful world. And it only works with inclusion and empathy. It only works that way. Pharrell, by the way, if you didn't know, when he writes songs, he sees them in colors. Like Happy, the chorus, he sees it as yellow, which I guess happy, yellow, sunshine. I'm happy in the sunshine, unless I'm really hot and melting. That's not happy, but live and let live, love and let love, Pharrell said. DeGeneres replied, agreed, I think it all the time. To me, when I say be kind to one another, I feel that because as someone who has received a lot of hate and prejudice and discrimination because of who I choose to love, I just don't understand anyone who has experienced that kind of oppression or anything like that. It only gives me more compassion. It gives me more empathy. I don't ever want anyone to feel hurt because they are different. As we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, Somewhere Podcast with Raleigh. DeGeneres wasn't the only one upset by Burrell's comments earlier this week. Frank Ocean's mom, Katanya Bria Riley, took to Twitter on Sunday to ask her son, who came out as bisexual in 2008, to crop Burrell's vocals out of his song Godspeed. Next show, I may have a voice back. And Pharrell was on The Voice. Interesting, who knew? But we will see. Next show, I will play back any of your phone calls that you've given me. You can also text that number, 336-MM Daily, by the way, and we'll read them on your comments and not so comments section of our show. Next show, I may talk about the Neil Diamond recording of Red Red Wine that he did live. That, well, it's interesting. I'll maybe talk about that, as well as my Mike's absolutely useless review of Captain America, and an interesting video that I watched right after Captain America's Civil War, which came out like a year ago. I'm finally getting around to watching it. But there was another video and a documentary that I watched just afterwards that I'll tell you about that was very interesting. You should probably catch on Netflix. And we'll get to other interesting stuff. Oh yeah, and it'll be Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!